This is probably one of the funniest things I've seen in the Apex scene for quite some time. That being the hate from the Chinese Twitter scene, the fans of potentially DreamFire, but maybe, I don't know if they're real people over on Twitter. If you guys missed it this past weekend, we have a video breaking down all of ALGS Champs, the biggest Apex Legends tournament to date, $2 million in the line, and some incredible storylines. Well, OpTic was one of the first teams, the first team to reach championship point and have a chance to take the whole tournament. Unfortunately, they did not get it done. TSM had a crazy storyline, but it didn't stop OpTic from taking out a Chinese team known as DreamFire to actually get to championship point. If you guys don't watch Apex, once you reach that 50-point capacity, that means if you win a game, you win the entire tournament. It's a very, very cool setup. So here's OpTic Gaming third-partying DreamFire off the rip, which sparked one of the most interesting discussions on Twitter afterwards.
We're definitely having one over at the mill. Storm Point, World's Edge, doesn't matter. These two teams are going to be going up against each other all day long.
I like the swap up from Blackhand too. We also had noted, behind the scenes, they were trying to fight for a POI originally, but here's that 50-50 off the rip to get those bins with the better armor. Exactly.
You see DreamFire landing on the better side. They pick up the purples. That's a big advantage. Not only that, we do see the knocks.
Are they going to be able to get a full reset here? They're just trying to get into position. Coming in from the skies on the gravity lift, but also has a knockdown right in front of him to play off of from a slight lip.
But OpTic are here! They didn't land it down base. OpTic, the rogue element, have come in to immediately third-party this, and I'm not sure either team expected it.
I'm sure their invite to the party was lost in the mail somehow, but don't worry, they will not miss it for the world. Skittlecake getting involved here too. He's got the Devo in his hand, and you could already see Zane running away, understanding, all right, this is not what we were expecting here. We're just going to have to go for a reset, cut our losses, but the same thing could be said about DreamFire.
So you have OpTic who decided to third-party that fight. You got to get KP, you got to get your kill points in the game to actually try and get to 50 points. Not only can you place well, but you got to get some kills. And also it makes sense to third party, especially if you're just, trying to win the tournament. Sometimes you have to take these chances. But ever since this clip went live, well, something was odd about OpTic Gaming socials. They do very well for themselves, but when anyone has thousands and thousands of replies to a tweet, we're talking 10,000 replies, something is a bit fishy. It was OpTic who was bragging about taking out DreamFire, and they must have hit some sort of algorithm in Chinese Twitter where they started getting a bunch of responses, like thousands of responses. And DreamFire is a well-known team, but they're not, like, even their socials aren't doing these kind of numbers. So for me, it doesn't make any sense. But if you read through all the replies, it was just noob team, noob team, noob team, noob team. Everyone going after OpTic for their third-party moment. And OpTic being very smart on socials, they doubled down and they tripled down on this moment. Unfortunately, eventually could not take the entire ALGS Champs. But then you look back on this, and I'm like, what's going on here? I mean, they were going after these guys for everything, not just the noob team comments, but some of the translation. It's a lack of translation, from Chinese to English on Twitter. I don't expect it to be perfect, but going after, OpTic players' moms. I think Hitch got a big part of this one, calling them dog, and a lot of just interesting terms were thrown out there. This one was too far, though, okay? I didn't realize that some random Twitter users even knew about the whole CSGO situation with OpTic Gaming and Forsaken. Like, they were just, I don't know if they were Googling OpTic controversies or whatever, but I mean, it proves that some of these people weren't bots, but that was too far, okay? OpTic India is off limits, man. I've just never seen anything like this just for a simple third party. And then you have people like Hitch responding with his own tweet in Chinese just to kind of further rile everybody up. And apparently it's still going on. So I don't know what is going on with Chinese Twitter and how this gets recommended. I know some accounts have done really well translating to Japanese as well, but it was ferocious. And some of them were downright hilarious. It's also kind of nice to think that calling someone a noob team is like the nicest insult we've seen in gaming in a long time. So OpTic being hate barraged by Chinese Twitter was like the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. And as per usual, thanks to all of you guys who have been sending us DMs. We do appreciate that. For stories like this one, what do you think about it? Huh? Till next time, drink up, water, coffee, blah, 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 bye.